The morning sun spills through the blinds of our cozy kitchen, painting golden stripes across the worn wooden table. I'm Emily, mother to Lucy, my 5-year-old daughter whose wide, curious eyes once sparkled like the dewdrops she'd chase in our backyard. Lately, those eyes hold a shadow, a flicker of fear that knots my stomach. My husband, David, stands by the counter, his coffee untouched, his brow furrowed as he watches Lucy. She's stopped singing her silly songs, the ones that used to fill our mornings with giggles. Now, she clings to us at school drop-off, her small hands gripping mine like she's afraid I'll vanish. This morning, as I braid her soft curls, her stuffed bunny tucked under her arm, she whispers, "Mommy, can I skip school today?" Her voice is barely audible, trembling like a leaf caught in a storm. I pause, my fingers frozen mid-braid, and meet David's eyes across the room. His jaw tightens, a silent alarm mirroring my own. "Sweetheart," I say, kneeling to her level, "why don't you want to go?" Lucy's tiny hands clutch her bunny tighter, her knuckles whitening. She doesn't answer, just stares at the floor, her lip quivering. David steps closer, his voice gentle but strained. "Lucy, you love school. What's changed?" She shakes her head, curls bouncing, and then, in a voice so small it cracks my heart, she asks, "If I'm naughty, will you still love me?" Question lands like a punch, stealing my breath. I pull her into my arms, her warmth grounding me as tears prick my eyes. "Oh, baby, you're never naughty. We love you always." David kneels beside us, his hand on her back, but his eyes meet mine, dark with worry. Something's wrong at Maplewood Elementary, and we both feel it. Maplewood, with its polished reputation, is the pride of our small suburban town. Its manicured lawns and gleaming trophies scream excellence, but I can't shake the memory of last month's parent-teacher conference. Ms. Vance, Lucy's teacher, sat across from me, her smile thin and cold. "Lucy's too shy," she'd said, her tone sharp. "It's a weakness. She needs discipline, not coddling." Her words stung, but it was the way she dismissed Lucy's spirit that gnawed at me. I'd heard whispers from other parents. Sarah mentioned a child who left abruptly, her family tight-lipped after issues with Vance. The school's pristine facade feels like a lie, hiding something dark. I tuck a stray curl behind Lucy's ear, forcing a smile. "You're my brave girl," I say, but doubt creeps in. Is she safe at Maplewood? As David buckles her into the car, his silence screams what we're both thinking. Our daughter's fear is no accident. Something sinister is brewing, and I won't rest until I know what's stealing her light. If you're listening, thank you for joining me. Where are you watching from today? Drop your location in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now let's walk through this together. The living room is cloaked in the hush of midnight, the only light a faint glow from the lamp casting shadows across the faded floral couch. Lucy's asleep upstairs, her small form curled under a quilt, but her silences haunt me. I'm Emily, and tonight my heart is a storm of worry and rage. David sits beside me, his hands clenched, the usual calm in his hazel eyes replaced by a fire I rarely see. We're replaying the day, Lucy's trembling whisper at breakfast, "Mommy, can I skip school?" And that gut-wrenching question, "If I'm naughty, will you still love me?" Her fear is a weight pressing on my chest, and I can't shake the sense that Maplewood Elementary, with its polished facade, is hiding something sinister. I lean forward, my voice low. "Sarah told me something today. She heard Ms. Vance has been harsh with kids, yelling, singling them out. It's not just Lucy." David's jaw tightens, his knuckles whitening. "Harsh how?" he asks, his tone sharp. I hesitate, the rumor feeling heavier now. She didn't say much, just that another mom pulled her kid out last year after issues with Vance. No one talks about it. David slams his fist on the coffee table, the sound jolting me. "We're not waiting for her to break our daughter, Emily. We need to know what's happening." The idea hits us like lightning, a tiny recording device, one David used for work presentations, small enough to hide in Lucy's favorite star-shaped hair clip. My stomach twists at the thought. Is this right? Spying on our 5-year-old school day feels like a betrayal, an invasion of her world. But then I see her tear-streaked face at bedtime, her voice barely a whisper. "The mean lady scares me, Mommy." That memory burns away my guilt, replacing it with a mother's fury. Whatever's happening at Maplewood, I won't let it steal Lucy's light. David paces, his voice low but fierce. "We can't trust the school. Not after what you heard at the gate." I nod, my mind flashing to this afternoon's drop-off. I'd overheard Mark, a dad from Lucy's class, talking to another parent in hushed tones. "They silenced the Thompsons last year," he'd said, glancing around. "Their son had bruises," said it was Vance. "The school threatened a lawsuit and they left town." My blood had run cold. Maplewood's pristine reputation, its awards, its glowing newsletters, felt like a mask. The stakes are higher than I imagined. We're not just facing a cruel teacher, but a system that buries its sins. "We do this tomorrow," I say, my voice steady despite the fear clawing at me. David nods, pulling the tiny recorder from his desk. "We'll clip it in her hair before school. She won't even notice." I swallow hard, picturing Lucy's trusting eyes. "What if we're wrong?" I whisper. David stops, his hand on mine. "And what if we're right? What if she's hurting our girl?" His words seal it. I think of Lucy's bunny clutched tight, her songs gone silent. We're not just parents anymore, we're warriors. Tomorrow we'll uncover the truth, no matter what it costs. The system protecting Ms. Vance won't see us coming. The study is a cocoon of darkness, save for the cold glow of my laptop screen casting shadows across the cluttered desk. It's past midnight and the house is silent, but my heart thunders in my chest. Tonight, David and I sit hunched over the tiny recorder we hid in Lucy's star-shaped hair clip. My hands tremble as I plug it in, the weight of what we might hear pressing against my ribs. David's beside me, his breath uneven, his eyes fixed on the screen like it's a bomb about to detonate. We've suspected something's wrong at Maplewood Elementary, but now, as the audio file loads, I brace for the truth to shatter us. The first sounds are innocent, children's chatter, the scratch of pencils, the hum of a classroom. Then Ms. Vance's voice slices through, sharp and venomous. "Lucy, you're pathetic, just like your parents." A sickening slap echoes, raw and unmistakable, followed by Lucy's choked sobs, each one a knife to my heart. I clutch David's hand, my nails digging into his skin as Vance's voice drips with malice. "Tell anyone, and your mommy and daddy go to jail. You'll be alone forever." Her cruel laughter follows, chilling me to the bone. My vision blurs with tears, rage and horror colliding. My baby, my 5-year-old, has been enduring this nightmare alone. Then another voice, Principal Gregory Holtz, low and urgent. "Clara, keep it quiet," he hisses. "We can't afford another complaint. The board's watching." My blood runs cold. It's not just Vance, it's the school, a machine built to protect its own. They've buried complaints, silenced parents, all to preserve Maplewood's polished reputation. I feel like I've failed Lucy, sending her into this viper's nest every morning, believing she was safe. Guilt chokes me. I should have seen the signs, her silenced songs, her trembling hands. How could I let this happen? David's grip tightens, his voice a low growl. "They're not getting away with this." His anger mirrors mine, but beneath it I see his own guilt, the weight of not protecting our daughter. The audio plays on, Vance mocking Lucy's tears, Holt's footsteps retreating. It's a conspiracy, a deliberate cover-up. Maplewood isn't just a school, it's a fortress of lies, shielding abusers like Vance while children suffer. I think of the whispers at the school gate, Mark's story about the Thompson's son, bruised and silenced. How many others? The realization hits. We're not just fighting a teacher, but a corrupt institution, rotten to its core. I wipe my tears, my voice shaking but resolute. "We have proof now, David. They can't hide this." He nods, his jaw set like steel. We take this to someone who'll listen. Tomorrow. But fear gnaws at me. What if Holt's threats are real? What if they try to take Lucy away? Yet, as I picture her small face, her eyes clouded with fear, I know we can't stop. This recording is our weapon, and I'll wield it to tear down Maplewood's lies. For Lucy, I'll fight until my last breath. The afternoon sun filters through the blinds of Principal Gregory Holt's office, casting sharp lines across his polished mahogany desk. It's just past 3, the hum of Maplewood Elementary's hallways fading as students head home. David and I march in, my heart hammering, the tiny recorder in my hand a ticking bomb of truth. Holt looks up from a stack of papers, his eyes narrowing at our unannounced arrival. "What's this?" he asks, his tone clipped. I don't answer, just slam the recorder on his desk and hit play. Ms. Vance's voice cuts through the air. "Lucy, you're pathetic, just like your parents." A sharp slap echoes, followed by Lucy's choked sobs, her small voice breaking my heart. Holt's face drains of color, his hands gripping the desk, but then a sneer twists his lips. "You think this little stunt will take us down?" Ms. Vance is untouchable, her family funds half this school. His arrogance is a spark to my fury. David's fists clench, his body tensing as if to lunge, but I grab his arm, my voice steady despite the rage boiling inside. "You're done hiding this, Holt." He leans back, a cold laugh escaping. "Push this, and we'll have Lucy removed from your custody. You're out of your depth." The threat hits like ice water. Losing Lucy is my worst nightmare, but it only sharpens my resolve. This isn't just Vance, it's Maplewood, a fortress protecting its own. Holt's voice drops, a slip of truth escaping. "The board knows about Clara. They've buried complaints before. You're not the first to try." My mind flashes to Sarah's email, sent in a frenzy this morning. As a former PDA member, she'd found a trail of messages exposing the board's tactics, bribes to silence parents, threats of lawsuits to crush dissent. Thompsons, whose son left with bruises, took hush money. Another family's business collapsed after they spoke out. Maplewood's gleaming reputation is a lie built on fear and dirty deals. "Your board doesn't scare us," I snap, my voice cutting like a blade. "We have proof and we're not alone." David steps closer, his voice a low growl. "You let a monster hurt our daughter. You'll answer for it." Holt's smirk wavers, but he doubles down, leaning forward. "Go public and you'll regret it. We've buried bigger scandals." My stomach churns, but Lucy's tearful face, her silent songs, her trembling hands fuels me. This recording isn't enough. We need to crack their system wide open. As we turn to leave, Holt's warning lingers, but Sarah's email burns in my mind. A pattern of silenced voices, bribed officials, a school rotten to its core. Sighed, the afternoon light feels too bright for the darkness we've uncovered. David's hand finds mine, his voice firm. "We're not stopping." I nod, fear hardening into resolve. Holt's threats are real, but our evidence is stronger. Maplewood's walls are cracking, and we'll find allies to tear them down for Lucy. The diner smells of greasy fries and stale coffee, its fluorescent lights buzzing as I sit across from Rachel Carter, an investigative journalist with a reputation for toppling giants. It's early evening, the local haunt nearly empty except for a few regulars at the counter. David's friend Tom arranged this meeting, and now, with David beside me, I slide the recorder and a printed copy of Sarah's email across the sticky table. My voice shakes as I recount Lucy's fear, the slap on the recording, and Principal Holt's sneering threats. "It's not just Ms. Vance," I say, my anger barely contained. "The school's covering it up." Rachel's eyes harden, her pen pausing over her notepad. "This isn't one teacher, it's a system," she says, her voice low and resolute. "I'll dig deeper, contact parents, whistleblowers. We'll break this open." Her promise sparks hope, but doubt gnaws at me. The school gate this morning, I approached Lisa and John, parents of Lucy's classmates. Their faces paled when I mentioned Vance. "We've heard stories," Lisa whispered, glancing around. "But people who complain lose jobs, get sued." John nodded, his voice tight. "We can't risk it. Their fear isolates me, a cold weight in my chest. But then I think of Lucy's small, trusting hand in mine, her eyes clouded with fear, and my resolve hardens. I won't back down, not when my 5-year-old is suffering." Rachel leans forward, her voice urgent. "I've got a lead already." Mike, a former janitor at Maplewood, reached out. "He has a video, Vance hitting another kid, Holt standing there doing nothing." My breath catches. "A video? That's dynamite." Rachel's eyes gleam. "It gets worse. The school board's tied to a local politician, Councilman Reed. That's why they're untouchable." My heart races. This is bigger than I imagined. Maplewood's not just a school, it's a fortress of corruption propped up by power and money. Sarah's email, detailing bribes and silenced families, suddenly feels like a piece of a larger puzzle. As we leave the diner, David's hand steadies me, but dread creeps in. "This morning I found an anonymous note slipped under our door. Stop or lose everything." The scrawled words chill me, a threat that could mean Lucy, our home, our lives. I clutch David's arm, my voice fierce. "They're scared, David. We're getting close." He nods, his jaw set. "Let them try. We're not stopping." Rachel's already on her phone, calling sources, her determination a lifeline. I think of Lucy's silenced songs, her trembling voice, and know we need more allies, parents, teachers, anyone who'll stand with us. Back home, I check on Lucy, asleep with her bunny. Her peace fuels my fight. Rachel's digging, Mike's video is a weapon, and Sarah's email is proof. Maplewood's walls are shaking, and I'll rally whoever it takes to bring them down. For Lucy, I'll face any threat, even one that whispers of losing everything. Press conference room buzzes with chaos, cameras flashing like lightning in a storm. I stand beside Rachel Carter, my hands trembling as I grip the podium, the weight of 100 eyes, reporters, parents, strangers boring into me. Rachel's article hit this morning, a bombshell of our recording, Mike's video of Ms. Vance striking a child, and parent testimonies spreading like wildfire online. My voice breaks as I speak of Lucy's fear, her silenced songs, the slap that haunts my nightmares. "My 5-year-old was terrorized," I say, tears burning but my resolve unbroken. Maplewood hid it to protect their image. Crowd murmurs, anger rippling through them as parents step forward, their stories of silenced complaints echoing ours. Maplewood's polished facade crumbles under the weight of truth. The school board scrambles, issuing a statement calling it a misunderstanding, but the evidence is a tidal wave they can't stop. Mike's video, showing Vance's cruelty while Holt watches, is undeniable. A whistleblower from the board, risking everything, leaks financial records, thousands paid to silence families like the Thompsons, whose son bore bruises from Vance. The records tie the board to Councilman Reed, exposing a web of corruption. Protests erupt outside Maplewood, parents and students chanting for reform, their signs a sea of fury. "Protect our kids!" I watch on TV as police arrest Vance, her defiant glare chilling as she's led away in handcuffs, her family's money powerless now. Holt resigns hours later, exposed as the architect of the cover-up, his career in ashes. But fear gnaws at me. Case's traction puts a target on us. Lucy's safety feels fragile. That anonymous note, "Stop or lose everything," haunts me. What if they come for her? Yet this morning Lucy smiled, a real smile, free of the fear that once clouded her eyes. It's a spark that keeps me fighting. Rachel leans in, her voice steady. "The police are moving fast now. Public pressure's too strong." I nod, gripping David's hand. He's been my rock, his quiet strength anchoring us. "They can't hide anymore," he says, and I feel the tide turning. Protests grow louder, a roar of collective rage. Parents like Lisa and John, once silent, now stand with us, their voices amplifying ours. A student, barely 12, holds a megaphone recounting Vance's cruelty. The community's awake, demanding Maplewood's overhaul. Rachel's article trends, comments flooding in, outrage, support, more victims stepping forward. Police, cornered by the public's fury, suspend Holt and launch a full investigation. I watch Vance's arrest replayed, her sneer a fading ghost. Holt's resignation letter, curt and defensive, only fuels the fire. We've cracked their fortress, but I know the board's still scheming, desperate to salvage their power. Lucy's laughter echoes in my mind, a reminder of why we fight. I'll shield her from their threats, no matter the cost. Truth is out, and Maplewood's lies are unraveling. We're not just parents now, we're a movement, and we won't stop until justice is done. The backyard glows under a canopy of fairy lights, their soft twinkle dancing across the grass as Lucy spins in her favorite yellow dress, her laughter a melody that fills the evening air. It's been weeks since Ms. Vance's arrest and Principal Holt's resignation, and the weight of fear that once crushed our home is lifting. Lucy, my 5-year-old, is singing again, her silly made-up songs about butterflies and stars, her voice bright and unbroken. I sit on the porch swing, watching her chase fireflies, her curls bouncing with each joyful leap. David's arm wraps around me, his warmth a quiet anchor. I lean into him, gratitude swelling in my chest for our shared fight, for the strength we found in each other to protect our daughter. The legal battle looms. Vance and Holt face charges, but the school board's lawyers are circling, spinning their webs to minimize the fallout. I feel the strain, the fear that their influence might outlast our evidence. Yet, seeing Lucy's eyes, once clouded with fear, now shining with trust, I feel stronger. We've given her voice back, a gift worth any cost. Guilt still lingers. I should have seen the signs sooner, her silences, her trembling hands. I'd brushed off Maplewood's polished reputation, believing it safe. But love, I've learned, isn't just hugs and bedtime stories. It's fighting, clawing through fear and doubt no matter the stakes. This afternoon, we attended a school assembly, a turning point that still hums in my mind. Students, some barely older than Lucy, stood at the microphone, reading letters that tore at my heart. "Thank you for making school safe again," one girl said, her voice trembling but clear. Another boy, his eyes fierce, added, "You showed us we can speak up." The room erupted in applause, parents like Lisa and John beside us, their faces wet with tears. They've joined our support group, a growing circle of families pushing for Maplewood's reform. The new principal, Ms. Harper, took the stage, her voice steady as she vowed transparency and accountability. "This school will be a haven," she promised, and I believed her. The board, exposed by leaked records of hush money and ties to Councilman Reed, is being overhauled, new members elected under public pressure. Lucy's laughter pulls me back to the present. She runs to me, holding a drawing, our family under a rainbow, stick figures labeled Mommy, Daddy, and me. Scrawled at the bottom in her wobbly handwriting are the words, "My heroes." My throat tightens, tears spilling as I pull her close. "You're our hero too," I whisper, her small arms wrapping around me. This drawing, this moment, seals our victory not just over Vance and Holt, but over the silence that let them thrive. The protests, the viral article, the community's roar, they've reshaped Maplewood, but it's Lucy's courage, her trust in us, that anchors our triumph. David kisses my forehead, his voice soft. "We did it, I nod, my heart full. The fight isn't over, but Lucy's singing again, her light restored. Our backyard, lit by fairy lights, feels like a sanctuary, a promise of new beginnings. Love fought for us, and we'll keep fighting for Lucy, for every child who needs a voice. The house is quiet tonight, the only sound the soft hum of crickets beyond the window and the steady rhythm of Lucy's breathing. I sit on the edge of her bed, watching her sleep, her small face peaceful under the glow of a moon-shaped nightlight. Her curls spill across the pillow, her stuffed bunny tucked under her arm, and for the first time in months, there's no trace of fear in her expression. The battle we fought against Ms. Vance, Principal Holt, and Maplewood Elementary's corrupt system has left scars, but it's also carved a new strength in us. As I brush a curl from Lucy's forehead, I reflect on the truths this fight has burned into my heart, lessons I carry like a torch for anyone who's ever fought to protect someone they love. First lesson is that silence is a thief. For too long, I ignored the whispers at the school gate, the unease in my gut when Lucy's light dimmed. I told myself Maplewood's polished reputation meant safety, that Ms. Vance's coldness was just strictness. But silence doesn't protect, it enables. It let Vance's cruelty fester, let Holt bury complaints to save face. Every time I hesitated, Lucy suffered. Speaking up, even when my voice shook, was the only way to break that cycle. If you see something wrong, don't wait. Silence gives power to those who harm. Second, courage blooms from love, fierce and unyielding. As a mother, I doubted myself, feared I wasn't enough to take on a system propped up by money and lies. But Lucy's trembling hand in mine, her whispered, "mean lady," ignited a fire I didn't know I had. Love for my daughter pushed me past fear, past Holt's threats, past that chilling note warning us to stop. It wasn't just my courage, it was David's, steady beside me, and Lucy's, trusting us with her pain. Love makes you brave, even when the odds feel impossible. Third, justice demands a chorus, not a solo. We started alone, armed only with a recording and Sarah's leaked email, but victory came when others joined us. Lisa and John, once silenced by fear, found their voices. Mike, the janitor, risked everything with his video. Rachel Carter's article gave our fight wings, and the parents at the protests, the students reading letters at the assembly, they turned our cry into a roar. Maplewood's walls fell because we stood together. If you're fighting for what's right, find your allies, their voices will amplify yours. Fourth, no system is too big to challenge when it's for those you love. Maplewood seemed untouchable, its board tied to Councilman Reed, its coffers filled with Vance's family money. Holt's sneer, "You're out of your depth," echoed their power. But our evidence, the recording, the video, the financial records, was stronger. Protests, the media storm, the community's outrage proved that no institution, no matter how powerful, can withstand the truth when it's wielded with purpose. For Lucy, I'd have torn down 1,000 Maplewoods. Finally, healing is a journey, not a moment. Lucy sings again, her laughter filling our backyard, but the shadows of Vance's cruelty linger in her quiet moments. I carry guilt for not acting sooner, for trusting a school that betrayed us. Yet her drawing, "My Heroes," reminds me we've rebuilt her trust. The support group with Lisa and others, Ms. Harper's promise of a transparent Maplewood, and the community's resolve to protect our kids, these are steps toward healing. It's not just Lucy, it's all of us, learning to trust again, to believe in safety. As I watch Lucy sleep, her chest rising and falling, I feel the weight of these lessons settle into me. This fight wasn't just about exposing Vance and Holt, it was about reclaiming our daughter's voice, our family's strength. Lucy's bravery, trusting us with her fear, lit the spark. David's unwavering support, Rachel's relentless pursuit of truth, and the community's courage fanned it into a blaze. We faced threats, from Holt's custody warnings to that anonymous note, but we emerged stronger, a family forged in love and battle. Maplewood is changing. Ms. Harper's leadership, the new board, and the community's vigilance promise a safer future. But the real victory is Lucy's smile, her songs, the way she runs to us without fear. This journey taught me that family isn't just blood, it's the people who fight beside you, who choose you when the world turns cold. Lucy, at 5, showed me courage I'm still learning, and I'll carry that forever. If this story moved you, I hope you'll carry these lessons too. Silence steals, love fuels courage, justice needs a collective, no system is invincible, and healing takes time. If you're fighting for someone you love, know your voice matters, your strength is enough, and you're not alone. Like, share, and subscribe to join us in this journey. Tell us your story, where are you watching from? Your voice could be the next to spark change. For Lucy, for all our children, let's keep fighting, keep speaking, keep loving fiercely.